when his mother comes around, that's when he changes. He doesn't say anything to her. Like, she says she's a better parent than us. She said that in our face. If she's a better parent than us, then why did you turn out like this?
Akisha Henry and Wallace Smith have been married since she was 18 and he was 19. Determined to prove to naysayers that they weren't too young for adult responsibilities, they settled into family life, raising 2 sons, while Akisha worked full-time and Wallace became a stay-at-home dad. At first, their plan ran smoothly, but now this young couple has skidded into a deep marital abyss.
His communication is horrible.
I do not like that she smacks me in the back of my head when she's around her family.
Has too much resentment built up for this marriage to be saved?
You say you've gotten to the point where you don't even like to have sex with your wife anymore.
Today on Divorce Court.
Come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Akisha Henry and Wallace Smith. The two of you have been married for 3.5 years. You have 2 sons together. The youngest one is 4 months old. Ms. Henry, you have had it. You are done. You want to call it a day and get a divorce. Mr. Smith, you don't. You want to save this marriage. We're going to talk a little bit about your marriage, and then we're going to discuss some financial matters that you would like to have resolved. So, Ms. Henry, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me why you're here today?
Well, Your Honor, personally, I feel like I'm raising 3 boys. Literally, I know I have 2 sons, but I feel like I have a grown man that's supposed to be a husband, but it's not. I feel like I'm just doing everything. There's too much laziness involved with this partnership.
List all of the things that you contribute to the household.
Okay, well, right now, I'm paying the bills.
Uh-huh.
Right now, I'm paying for the kids' clothing. I'm paying for gas. I'm paying for car
So you're
notes,
paying for everything. Okay, you're paying for everything. Beyond that,
Beyond that, I'm going to school, full-time student. Criminal justice is my field. I have 1 more year left. And at the same time, I'm working. Like, you know, I was pregnant, working 2 jobs.
Right.
He was working 1. And then quit and couldn't even find another one before he quit. It's like, that didn't make sense.
Mr. Smith, is what she's telling me accurate?
To a degree, but at the same time, like, the whole job thing is you know, it's for $8 an hour, so I quit that job, and I should have got another job before I quit, but I'm not lazy. I'm not lazy. I take care of our 3 boys. I take care of our 2 boys. And I take care of our 2 boys. I take care of our 2 boys, but she goes to school, but I take care of them all day. And when she comes home, the first thing she does is she starts jumping my bones about...
You don't take care of the baby. Correction.
Right, hang on.
When you're at school, are you taking care of the baby? Because I swear to God, I'm at home all day.
Mr. Smith, you're at home all day.
I'm at home all day
all
with 2
long.
boys.
And do you cook and do you clean, and dinner ready for you when she gets home?
The first thing she does when she gets in the house is she starts talking about the dishes that's in the sink. And it's like, well, there are dishes in the sink simply because I was feeding our kids. Well, what did you feed the kids? Well, what's with the 21 questions? The bottom line is I fed them. Well, did you clean the house? Did you sweep the floors? Did you mop the floors? Did you give them baths? Did you take them to the park?
But did you?
Yes, I do all of these things and more, and by the time she gets home, I'm the one that gets ripped.
I sent a picture of the dishes, Your Honor, to you guys. So
there's we have a picture of the dishes?
We got proof.
Oh, my God. Look at all those dishes in the sink.
It's not that bad, Ms. Henry. Let me say this.
Okay, it's not bad right now, but at the same time, it's more than just that.
Well, what else is it?
I have to come home and I have to do them because they're not done. I shouldn't have to come home and do stuff as well as washing and cleaning when this person is at home playing video games all day long.
But I got a picture. There's a picture of me feeding our son, our 4-month-old. Yeah, exactly. There's a picture. We got a picture of me feeding my son because that's what I do. I take care of the kids. I take care of our 3-year-old. I take care of our 4-month-old. Like, so.
Are you crazy? What is that supposed to prove?
I'm just saying.
Do you cook and clean though? I mean, is everything in order?
And you know what? It's become I cook and clean and do so much that it actually it's gotten to the point with her where she'd actually be like, well, these floors need to be swept, babe. It's like, well, you know, I swept and mopped them like 2-3 days ago.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Smith. Are you playing a lot of video games?
I've actually recently slowed down on the video games. I don't even really play it that much. But, you know, it doesn't help, you know what I'm saying, when there's people around, you know what I'm saying, they keep telling me about what it is that she's telling them about how lazy I am at home. And it's like, but she doesn't know the whole story. It's like she's gone majority of the day. And when she goes out to clubs, she's out at the clubs, and I'm putting the kids to sleep, and I'm putting them to bed and
Are you
feeding
partying and leaving him at home?
I barely even recently went anywhere to a club because I'm always home taking care of everything. And if I'm not home, I'm out doing something. And so, yeah, once in a while, I do deserve to get out because of all the hard work that I've done. I deserve that. Well,
let me ask you this. Have you two ever sat down and talked about these issues?
His communication is horrible. He doesn't communicate. And I always tell him this, okay, why don't you tell me what's going on? Tell me stuff that you don't like. He waits and waits, and everything that I guess I bother him about, and then he finally blows up.
You know what?
Like, I don't understand that.
Respond to that. Go ahead, Mr. Smith.
You know why I don't tell her nothing? Is simply because as soon as I open my mouth about anything, it doesn't matter whether it's that situation that's happened at the time or before, or that I have a concern about in the future that she might do. But then as soon as I open my mouth about it, she'll shut me down.
When Divorce Court continues, is Akisha and Wallace's marriage so far gone that Judge Lynn has to counsel them on the very basics?
Just quit smacking him on the back of the head. It bothers him. He finds it disrespectful. Don't do it.
And later,
Mrs. Henri, you are an annoying individual. Divorce isn't easy. If you want to share your story, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court returns with the case of Wallace Smith, who charges his wife Akisha is childish and immature. But when times get hard, is it Wallace who becomes the big kid?
Later, I find out when I had his mom talk to him, she sends him a bus ticket and he runs back to his mama and stayed there for 2 weeks.
I do not like that she smacks me in the back of my head when she's around her family.
Do you do that?
Yeah. How disrespectful is that? Around your family.
You're smacking the man in the back of the head.
I don't smack him that hard. He's a big baby. First of all, he's a big baby. And it's not even like that. It's like a little slap. Any other time, it's playful. Like when my family's not around, this is what he does. It's not just about the hitting. We could be joking. And it's not around family. I do it, that's just how I've been for 5 years. And if you had a problem with it, you could have left, but he didn't. So that's number one. But when I do it, and if I do it in front of my family, then he wants to say, oh, now I'm acting different. But I did that before they came in too. So it doesn't even matter when they're here or not, I still do it. But my problem is the way he talks to me when he gets mad. He sits up there and says, when I be like, okay, what did I do? When I try to talk to him, you know what you did. I shouldn't have to tell you what you did.
And I shouldn't.
I shouldn't have to tell you what you did.
Yeah, you do.
You should already know. It's like, I can't read your mind. Don't sit up there and tell me like I'm a little kid, like you're my father talking down on me saying, you should know what you did. I shouldn't have to tell you. Like,
Mr. Smith, that is a response of a child. You should know what you did. People only know what you tell them. Is she goofing around or what?
Yeah, and I do recognize that she's goofing around, but it's a time and a place for everything. And that right there is flat out disrespectful because a lot of her family don't really know me like that.
If he's weird like that, just don't smack him on the back of the head, Ms. Henri. That's an easy solution. Just quit smacking him on the back of the head.
Just keep on doing it. Like, just keeps on doing it. It's just like she suddenly has amnesia and then she does it 5 minutes later.
It bothers him. He finds it disrespectful. Don't do it.
Okay, well, he needs to stop, being a little boy and be a man and stop running to his mama.
Okay, tell me about him.
In that case, then you gotta stop being a little girl.
I'll get to you. Mr. Smith, stop.
We got in an argument. He went to his brother-in-law, and I thought he was just gonna take some time out and just go there. Later, I find out when I had his mom talk to him, she sends him a bus ticket, and he runs back to his mama. Stayed there for 2 weeks with my 3-year-old. At the time, he was only a year, and he's asking for daddy. Where's daddy?
Did you take off to mom's house?
I surely did, because what else is there to do when a situation gets real bad? You don't want to be in that situation. It's like I'd rather walk away for a moment so I can clear my mind and think than sit up there and then something really bad happens.
Now
that would be childish for me to stay and knowing how bad the situation is getting.
Well, explain the situation that occurred
for example,
before you left.
You know, I was working full-time, you know, bringing in money. She was going to school still.
No.
And her friend...
I'll give you an opportunity to respond.
Her friend...
Ms. Henry?
was working full-time, busting my butt to take care of my family like a man should. And her friend came out there, and once again, it's the same scenario. Her friend came out there to stay with us for a while because she was going through some things. And instantly, and I knew it, as soon as we was driving home with her friend, we was coming back home, her whole demeanor changed. She started talking a whole lot of smack. She started, you know, just behaving different. Now, this is the same type of issue that we have when I'm around my friends, that she accuses me that I changed. And that's why I say, it's like, I shouldn't have to tell you, because you should already know. I've already let you know, and I've already gave you warnings. You know what I'm saying? You know, that stiff eye, you know, I give her that look, and it's like, she's still, and nothing works.
The stiff eye, I already told you.
Because I don't want to put her out on blast in front of her friend, because her friend is right there, and it's like, I don't want to embarrass her or anything.
You guys don't know how to have a conversation. I think that happens on both sides.
When Divorce Court continues, Judge Lynn reads Akisha the Riot Act.
Mrs. Henry, you are an annoying individual. You got on my last nerve. I can't finish a sentence without you interrupting me.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter @DivorceCourt. Divorce Court returns with the case of Wallace Smith, who says his wife Akisha doesn't show him enough appreciation. But Akisha claims the shoe is really on the other foot.
He got a 60-inch flat-screen TV. Who paid for that? I did.
Mr. Smith, you say you've gotten to the point where you don't even like to have sex with your wife anymore. I don't hear that often in here from fellas. Why don't you tell me about that?
It's like, because I feel that sex is a good part of the relationship, but it doesn't make up all of the relationship, you know?
Absolutely.
It's sure, it's just like she said, communication, that's a very strong key in a relationship, but I can't talk to her just like she claims she can't talk to me about anything. So by the time it's done, by the time it's all said and done, she comes to that door. Nope. By the time she comes to that door and she's done ripping me a new one all day about stuff that I've done around the house, it's like, I can't, there's two boys. The house is not going to remain clean 24/7. So it's not my fault by the time it's not my fault that by the time she comes to the door, there's 2 dishes in the sink. The dishwasher is empty, but you don't hear nothing about that. You know, it's not my fault that I don't get a chance to, you know, really sweep up.
That's not true.
No. And by the time it's said and done, I don't want her. And she wants to get all sexy and, you know, at night, and, you know, she's feeling
You know, Ms. Henry, it is difficult. You know, being a stay-at-home anybody ain't an easy job.
Okay, I did that.
I'm still talking.
Sorry.
It's not an easy job. And it is easy always to see what someone hasn't done without taking any time to make sure you've seen what he has done. So do you express appreciation for what does get done?
Yes, I do.
Only when she's there to monitor.
Who pays for his bills? I'm not just talking about the accessories now. He got a 60-inch flat-screen TV. Who paid for that? I did. Like, come on now.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying, like, it's not just about... I understand what you're saying.
What am I saying?
You're telling me, do I show his appreciation? Of course I do. I tell him I appreciate him. I support him. Everything he does.
And see, and I hear what you're saying, and a lot of men say that to me that are in your situation and says, I pay the bills, so that's my appreciation.
No.
It's not. Mrs. Henry, you are an annoying individual. You got on my last nerve. I can't finish a sentence without you interrupting me. So I know at home this man can't finish a sentence without you interrupting me. You're a hothead, you know everything, and you can't get out of your own way long enough to listen.
When Divorce Court continues, has Wallace's ego gotten in the way of his marriage to Akisha?
You're not the breadwinner, you're at home, and you're a little bit sensitive about what other people see in your home situation.
Divorce court returns with the case of Akisha Henry and Wallace Smith, who have been married for more than 3 years and are before Judge Lynn, wondering if their marriage can be saved.
You say that he doesn't support your parenting style. What do you mean by that?
Well, for example, when I discipline our son in any kind of shape or form, he sits up there and changes the consistency when his mother comes involved. Meaning...
So he doesn't back you up?
No.
Do you not back her up with the kids?
I'm gonna say, honestly, no. I not...
And why not?
Always. It just seems like, in my personal opinion, it feels like it's a little bit over the top when people come around. It's like give the boy a little bit of slack. Not saying so much that it becomes an issue, but like people aren't always around. So we have a daily routine. It's always scheduled, boom, 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 boom. But when people come around, such as my mother, it just seems to be that she just got this iron fist thing going on.
You seem to talk about when other people are around a lot, and I can't discern whether she has a dramatic change of she's showboating when other people are around, or that you're so insecure you're worried about how what's going on looks when other people are around, because you're not the breadwinner, you're at home, and you're a little bit sensitive about what other people see in your home situation. I'm not sure which one of those things is happening. Ms. Henry, do you have an opinion on that?
It is the truth, because it's like every time when his mother comes around, it's like, okay, before his mother comes around, let me start like that. Before his mother comes around, we're consistent about everything. He's on my team, we're a partnership with that. But when his mother comes around, that's when he changes. He doesn't say anything to her. Like, she says she's a better parent than us. She said that in our face, that we're not good parents and she's a better parent in front of my face. And it's like, if she's a better parent than us, then why did you turn out like this and you don't do stuff for him?
I'm just gonna let that one lay there. You know what I mean? Ms. Henry, you want $2,220 from Mr. Smith. Why don't you explain to me the nature of your request?
The baby. Ever since the baby has been born, I've been paying for the crib, the clothes, the diapers.
You guys still living in the same house?
Yeah.
And you just want him to contribute?
Yeah, that's it. It's not much that I'm asking for. He doesn't even want to get an $8 job because he feels that's not enough.
Can't
so
you
won't get anything.
Food or something?
That's not too good for him.
Quite frankly, that's a really hard, surprisingly, that's really hard to get into. I've tried it several times, recently especially.
Really?
I've recently been filling out a lot of applications, and I need to call them, but I just feel like
Mr. Smith, let me say this to you. You seem to be not a go-getter. You fill out applications, and then you don't follow up. Everybody fills out an application and leaves them. They got a stack of them, and the only reason they get to one of them is because you call and follow up. You know, here's the thing, Ms. Henry. I think you're frustrated and angry, and I don't blame you. I think that you've got a husband who has stopped working and gotten comfortable where he is. I do think he's playing video games, and I don't think he's taking care of the house as well as he could have. And your response to that is frustration, and I can get that, but that's what gets people to change. Having said that, I will say this. He took on the role as the house husband. You had the whole role as the primary breadwinner. You cannot now say he's got to pay me for half of what I've already done, because those are the roles that you took on. So I cannot give you anything other than, you know, my sincerest hope that you get it together, you step up. You know, you can't lead if you're not willing to go first. So you got to get up and go first, get it done, and bring her along. But in the interim, there will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
Since leaving divorce court, Wallace and Akisha have made efforts to save their marriage. Wallace is helping more around the house, as well as looking for employment. Akisha has toned down her temper, but admits change takes time. They are both taking it one day at a time.